I've had the idea to make a video on this game since July last year, mostly because it seemed like nobody else was really talking about it. And as of the time of this recording, minus a few playthroughs, that remains true. Master Detective Files Rain Code is one of my favorite games of 2023. The story, characters, setting, and music all come together to create something truly unique. To give a little background, I was actually pretty excited for this game when they first showed it at whatever Nintendo Direct that was. I'm a huge fan of Kazutaka Kodaka. Everything he touches is pure gold. Except that one.
I don't want to die yet!
Oh, and I guess that one too. Look, we can't always put out bangers, okay? But the point is, he makes some pretty good stuff. Chief among them is Danganronpa. There are a lot of things that make Danganronpa, Danganronpa. The zany characters, the class trials, emotional storytelling, the world building, the blood, the music.
Let's go!
And while Danganronpa has ended and there hasn't been a mainline game in 7 years now, its spirit now lives on in Rain Code. Rain Code is a third-person adventure game that sees you adventuring through the mysterious Kanai ward trying to solve all its mysteries, while teaming up with fellow master detectives along the way. You play as Yuma Coco Head. Goofy ass name aside, I love this dude. He's a very Kodaka protagonist. He's a bashful little dude, but he's got a heart of gold, and he's smart as hell. What sets him apart from other Kodaka protagonists though is he's got amnesia. Shit, they did that in the other ones too, huh? Well, what I mean to say is he's got a hot sidekick named Shinigami. You see, Yuma here woke up one day in a supply closet with no idea who or where he was. All he had on him was a note with his apparent name and occupation as a master detective. He soon learns he traded his memories for the assistance of an all-powerful death god named, you guessed it, Shinigami. And now he needs to meet up with his fellow master detectives in the mysterious Kanai ward, a city with non-stop rain and a government run by a mega corporation called Amaterasu. Kanai ward itself is one of my favorite things about this game. I'm a sucker for cyberpunk and other various wave aesthetics, so this game's world instantly hit with me. Kanai Ward is a lawless city with plenty of shady characters littering the world looking to take advantage of our innocent protagonist. The constant clouds and rainy weather textures the city. Because it never stops raining, Kanai Ward is filled with pipes and gutters. Everyone wears some sort of hat or head covering to keep themselves dry, and the more affluent members of society have floating umbrellas, keeping themselves safe from the rain. Each district has its own feelings to it too. Marunomon district is covered in office buildings and a huge bank. Kamasaki district is busy with smaller mom and pop shops with food stalls littered throughout. And the Ginwa district, being the commercial area, has cafes, restaurants, and an art gallery. Covering each district are neon lights and advertisements for various Amaterasu Corp products, giving that capitalistic touch cyberpunk genre is known for having. While the world of Rain Code is excellent, so is its story. This game's story goes to some crazy places. It's a Kodaka game, so of course we'll be solving murder cases, but there's a lot going on here. There's a cult, human science experiments, terrorists, cannibals, assassins. It's nuts, but each level of crazy builds onto the next in a satisfying way. As you solve cases, you learn more about Kanai Ward and Yuma's past, leading to one of the most disturbing final twists I think I've ever seen in a video game. The game's plot is made much better by its two protagonists. Yuma and Shinigami are ridiculously lovable characters. Yuma's so self-serious, and Shinigami constantly pesters and teases him. While that sounds like a pretty usual duo, what makes these two so compelling is how their philosophies conflict. Shinigami is a death god, so it's only natural for her to get excited at the smell of murder. But Yuma's the opposite. He can't stand to see anyone being hurt, nonetheless actually dead. This creates conflict between the two, as Yuma tries to solve the cases and Shinigami tries to cause more chaos. The two are at odds at first, but over time they begin to understand and support each other, so they can work as an actual team. And they'll need to, because Yuma can't solve Kanai Ward's mysteries without her. The way our duo is able to solve mysteries is by using Shinigami's ability to create mystery labyrinths. Think palaces from Persona 5 or Somniums from the Somnium Files, but focused around a mystery rather than a person's memory or psyche. As you trek through the labyrinth, mystery phantoms will try to stop you from progressing through the case by putting you in a reasoning deathmatch. Here you'll be ducking and dodging their false statements about the case and counterattacking their lies with the truth. In Danganronpa, you use key info from your investigation and fire truth bullets. It's the same here, but Yuma's a Chad, so he loads solution keys into his sword and fires off blade beams like he's Ichigo or something. It's a pretty natural evolution of Danganronpa's gameplay, and it's pretty fun. The more action-oriented approach makes the battle of wits feel like an actual fight, and it's always satisfying when you choose the right key and slice through the bullshit. The game rewards you a lot for paying attention too. The better you perform in a reasoning deathmatch, the more points you get at the end of the labyrinth. which allows you to level up Yuma and equip him with skills that aid him during combat. Aside from reasoning deathmatch, there's a whole host of other mini-games where you can answer questions about the case or recreate the crime scene. Gameplay is consistently mixed up to keep you on your toes. It makes labyrinths feel dynamic. Outside of mystery labyrinths, you can take on side quests, solving smaller mysteries around Kanai Ward and helping the locals try to make it day by day in this crazy city. Side quests are surprisingly great here. A lot of them have you meeting up with characters you've met in previous chapters to help them deal with whatever traumatic thing they just experienced. There's some genuinely good moments, and I found myself caring a lot more about these characters. You can also chat with your fellow detectives in the Gumshoe Gap mode, where you learn more about their past and have conversations on what it's like to be a detective in Kanai Ward. Gumshoe Gap is a great addition and adds some depth to our side characters. As much as I love this game, I can't say it isn't without its faults though. Despite Gumshoe Gap giving you some much needed time with the other detectives, they come off as one note a lot of times. Yasuhiko is a perverted idiot, Fubuki is the dense princess, Yako is the past its prime detective who catches all the stray shade from the cast. While they're enjoyable enough and can deliver some good moments, I wish I got to see more sides to them. Halara and Vivia are the exceptions to the rule here. These two are consistently interesting from the beginning because they clearly have a lot more going on than they let on. Especially Vivia. This unfortunately goes double for some of our main antagonists here. They feel like they're evil just to be evil, and then they die. They have almost no depth, minus a few. Yomi Hellsmile is definitely evil for the sake of being evil, but his willingness to do anything to reach the top of the corporate ladder made him fun to watch. It's pretty trite, but hey, he did the job. He's genuinely reprehensible, and I wanted to kill him by the end. There's some other characters in this game that also just did not get the screen time they deserved. I was really sad to see it. You'll know what I mean once you start it. Trust me. I was always gonna love this game. Kodaka has his hands wrapped around my little wee brain and I can't get enough of the stuff he writes. But I hope I was able to convince some of you to check this game out. It's easily one of my favorite games of the past year and I can't wait to see what the possible sequel has in store. Until then, goodbye and good night. Oh yeah, this game soundtrack is fire, dude. Listen to this shit.